everybody, Karis here, and I'm still in the beautiful Colorado mountain forests. I'm here for a few more days. I'm going to leave on this Wednesday to go down to Sedona, so I'm traveling on the full moon, which is awesome. And Lithia is here with me playing in the woods. Have her say hello to you. She is very naturey and loves it, and she's going to probably be here for about 2.2 seconds and want to get down. Yeah, I said. This morning she brought in a mouse. And she only just got old enough to do that kind of thing, so it's kind of new. And it was very disturbing to me as a vegetarian. But we live in the natural world, and until the world doesn't work that way, things are going to happen, like cats bringing in mouses, or mice. Anyway, so what this video is about is about ways to circumvent possible loopholes. That was her running up a tree. After something or another, you would think there's something in the tree, and yet I don't think there is anything, so there you go. Ways to circumvent loopholes when manifesting, and loopholes for manifestation. Because I've talked to some people about manifesting, especially things like family members of mine, when I say, hey, you should try to manifest this and this and this, because my family is amazing, and they can manifest stuff. If they'll just say it or write it down, I swear it just happens. And I think that most of us are like that. It's not necessarily that rare of a thing, but just making sure she's okay out there, which she is. It's not necessarily that rare of a thing, but we often just need to get straight about what exactly it is that we want, and so it can come to us. So anyway, there are fears that they have, like, well, maybe I'll choose the wrong thing, or maybe something will come through twisty or weird, or whatever else like that. You know, don't necessarily play with that stuff if you don't know what you're doing. And I think that we as humans are meant to work that stuff. I think that we're meant to manifest, and I think that we're meant to be conscious creators of our life, co-creators of our life with divine consciousness, of course, which is one way you know if your stuff is manifesting or it isn't. If it isn't manifesting, either you have a block to receiving, or there's something better for you, that the universal consciousness that we're all a part of. It's like a watch, and we're all the little wheels, but all of them work together in this great big moving spherical clockwork, right? And just making sure she's okay. But she's gotten treed before, so. You alright up there? I think so. We'll see. If I need to get her, I'll do it once the video's done. She's not that high. Anyway, so the loopholes to use when manifesting, there are a few of them. And the first are ones that I always put at the end of any of my manifestations, of any of my intention-setting rituals that I do, of any of my lists I write out for myself or others. And they are this or better. And by the way, I've written about this on Facebook before. So those of you who don't follow me on Facebook, I write a lot of stuff over there. And it's more than what's going on here on YouTube. So, you know, you can come if you want. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This or better. And that means that you're not cutting yourself out of potentials that the universe might know of that you don't know of. So say you're trying to manifest this amazing job and it doesn't come because next month there'll be one that's a million times better. Whereas if you had signed on, there she goes. Good girl. You're amazing. If you had signed on to this one, that one you wouldn't be able to take it. So this or better means that you are opting for the best thing possible in the particular situation you're discussing in the manifestation. And also, you know that if what you want doesn't happen, then there is something better coming. There actually is, you know, because you put that caveat on. Okay? So this or better. Shock me with the awesomeness. And that's something that is super valuable, I find, and often it works. And the universe often wants to bring us stuff better than we think we deserve. A friend of mine was telling me about receiving and about how her newborn baby, everyone wants for newborn babies to have the best of everything, to give them everything that they could possibly need, to care for them. And that's a human that hasn't even done anything yet embodied on this planet. It's just a human that exists. So why would all of us not be worthy of the same treatment? So that kind of stuck, and it took a few days to really worm in, because I, like everyone, have my blocks to receiving, especially someone who's a healer. A lot of us healers have blocks to receiving because we're used to emanating and not to bringing in. And also regular life stuff. So this or better, shock me with the awesomeness. And that means that if the universe can't get it to you because your reception channels are too tight, or too scarred up, too traumatized from receiving all kinds of stuff you did not want to receive. Some very interesting bird. I've never heard a bird that sounded just like that before. Anyway, if they're too tight and you can't receive and you're supposed to, especially if it's a scheduled life event that you may or may not consciously know about that you maybe set up before you came here, then what ends up happening is a lot of times the reception has to come via trauma. Like, say you're supposed to receive some really amazing care from others and you won't receive it, won't receive it, won't receive it. Don't even know you're not, just are used to holding the tight reception lines. Then you might have to get sick or something so that you have to receive care from others. But it doesn't have to be yucky like that. It can be delicious if you say, feel free to stretch my paradigms, shock me with the awesomeness, okay? So that's 2. This or better, shock me with the awesomeness. Anyway, I don't even know what I just said. And the last one is, and this one is really great, release all outdated contracts. So anything that you've been doing that you didn't necessarily know about, or any promise you made a long time ago, or any promise you made to yourself a long time ago, or whatever, you are allowing it to go if it's outdated, and if it doesn't anymore align with what you're doing now. So those are 3 to put at the end of any manifestation you do. This or better, shock me with the awesomeness / stretch my paradigms to receive more than I maybe believe that I'm allowed to receive. And finally, release any outdated contracts. Okay, so those are the first 3. And then this last one is very powerful. And if you can do this with full feeling, it will always work. And it's even one of those that sometimes if you attach certain things to it, like if you're very specific about it, you have to be really sure when you say it because it will happen. And you have to keep your promise to go forward, okay? And so I'm telling you stuff that don't do it lightly. Definitely mean it when you do it, and definitely contemplate it before you say it. Okay? And this is just addressing the universe with your thoughts, yes, but your emotions mostly, and feeling this. And you don't even have to say it out loud, although sometimes that does help create the container. So saying, change anything and everything so long as, and these are the 2 caveats, because any change we resist are covered by these 2 things. So long as, 1, it feels really good for me and everyone involved, the actual change. So this isn't like you being awesome and other people suffering as a result of it, This is so long as it feels good for everybody. And source energy is fractal. It can go everywhere. If you're trying to bring in abundance, you can imagine this beautiful stream of abundance coming into you and fractaling out to assist everybody else who it comes into contact with. This is no longer necessarily a world of set amounts of anything. In fact, it never actually was. We had to believe that in order to fulfill the point of coming here in the old paradigm. So, change everything and everything so long as everybody is benefited who's in any way connected to this. And secondly, so long as the end result is better than what's happening now. So it's an upgrade. And any fears you might have, if you say those 2 things very firmly, me and everybody feels good as the change is happening, and the end result is better than what we've got now, then that just cuts out any fear you might have to change. Because you've already said the change is going to be feel goody. It's not going to be traumatic or dramatic or anything. And secondly, that you're upgrading to something that's better. And you don't even have to say how it's better. You are a small part of universal consciousness. Universal consciousness knows everything that you know, and more than you know, and more than any of us know, because it's all of us together, and along with lots of things that we don't even necessarily know about, stuff out in the universe, stuff in different dimensions, whatever. So, those are your tips, 3 manifestation tips. This or better, shock me with the awesomeness, release any outdated contracts, and change anything and everything so long as the change actually feels good to me and everyone involved, and it's an upgrade. The end is better. So I'll give you guys a little view of the forest where I'm in. There are lots of these amazing evergreens everywhere, and you can see it's really, spring has not quite gotten here yet. In fact, it might get really cold tomorrow, which is Sunday, which is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. You guys are amazing, and you anchor in a very specific vibration frequency of this planet. Very grateful for you. And yeah, go in peace. Much love. I've got some courses coming up. I just opened the Teen Goddess course, and also I'm going to open the Tarot class tonight, I think. So that's going to be really fun. So I'll put the links in the info section for this. All right, guys. I will see you on the astrals.